This is the Conversation Havers Podcast with your hosts, Collin Hayes and Trey Cromartie.
Hey, welcome to the Conversation Havers Podcast. My name is Trey.
My name is Collin.
And I already have a fun fact ready.
Oh, okay. You're right on it.
Yeah. So there's a Sonic the Hedgehog game where Danica Patrick is a playable character.
What? Which one?
I won't say anything other than that. My interesting facts shall not be elaborated on.
Okay.
I just want to leave you with that.
Well, thank you for just blessing my brain with this knowledge.
Yeah. So yeah. End of podcast, pretty much. Like that's the big update that I wanted to make for everyone.
Episode 24, Danica Patrick in Sonic.
Did you know that she's gonna have a starring role? Like, so you know how they're like going back and doing reshoots, and they're pretty much pushing back the Sonic the Hedgehog movie, and they're like changing some stuff up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've heard from some insider sources,
some reputable sources.
Yes, that Danica, my girl Danica, is gonna be in the movie.
In the movie? Okay.
Yeah.
We talking cameo?
I think she may be like a side character. Like they may be getting rid of James Marsden, or I think that's what the dude's name is, the actor. I think they're
Cyclops.
Yeah, getting rid of him, and then they're gonna replace him with my girl Danica.
Yeah. All right. I think she's dating like Aaron Rodgers right now.
That's weird.
Yeah. No.
That's an odd choice. Like if I was Aaron Rodgers, you could get a whole lot of women, but you chose Danica Patrick. I mean, maybe they fell in love. That's good for them. But
I mean, yeah. The last woman he dated was Olivia Munn.
Oh, okay. I mean, she's bad, so that's understandable.
Yeah.
But like, do you remember all those like GoDaddy commercials where it's like, oh shit, see Danica Patrick's titties on our website? It's like, man, nobody wants to see that shit. And there's dogs barking outside.
There's some dogs just going wild outside.
Please ignore that.
Yeah.
But
they do their own thing.
But yeah, Danica Patrick. This is the official Danica Patrick episode. We're going to go down on her biography, just talk about her life, how she got into NASCAR.
Yeah.
Is there any other female NASCAR drivers?
I don't think there's ever been any other female NASCAR drivers that have driven in like the main cup.
So like Indy League.
In the because there's NASCAR, which is called like, I don't know if it's called that anymore. It used to be called like the Sprint Cup.
Okay.
Which was like the main league. And then the league before it was like the Nationwide Cup or Nationwide Series.
All right.
And that was like the minor leagues, but there's like truck league, which is the third league.
That sounds like my type of fucking competition.
Trucks, like it's like NASCAR's if they were trucks, and then below that you've got
are we talking regular like on the road type of F-250 Super Duty Texas Edition long cab super, I can't think of any
Power
other.
Stroke Cummins V8 engine.
Oh yeah. With a real tree camo side stripe on it.
Oh yeah.
Hell yeah.
6-inch lift.
Oh, a fucking 8-foot lift that you have to get on a ladder to get into the truck.
I don't want to be able to drive through most clearances.
Yeah. God.
But yeah, it's truck series, and then there's a series called ARCA, which is where it gets like regional, because those three are national. Mm-hmm. Then there's ARCA, which is like regional. Mm-hmm. And then ARCA's crazy because you've got like 15-year-olds that race ARCA.
What the fuck? They can't even drive legally. What the hell?
And with NASCAR, you can drive those things starting at like age 12 or something like that.
What?
Yeah.
That's stupid.
But you wouldn't be allowed to drive on a road.
That's really dumb. That's really, really dumb. That's crazy to me.
Yeah, so anyways, now that you know more about minor league NASCAR, let's
Wait. Is there like an Olympic fishing sport? Like, where's the fishing competitions? Because that is some shit I want to get into.
I don't know. It's mostly just tournaments. I know that like you'll see like big fishing tournaments on like ESPN sometimes, even on a slow day.
Damn. Bro, I'm trying to win that fishing cup.
I know there's Olympic sailing.
Man, fuck that. If we ain't fishing or driving trucks, I'm not interested. What I really want to do, I want to do some like boat ramps, like do some boat jumps through like flaming hoops or truck jumps. Like, you remember that one Vine where like the truck just drives through the ditch and just like gets so much fucking air, and then presumably the driver dies. Like, I don't see him making out of it.
Maybe he's got a roll cage, bro. You never know.
Damn, you're right. I mean, if he's a true country boy.
Yeah, don't sleep on Ricky.
Yeah. Okay. So, with all of our country out of our systems, I think we're ready to talk about some foreign, exotic film.
Yeah.
So
we watch a lot of hardcore porn.
Oh,
is that not what we're talking about this episode?
No. That was for the Patreon. That's in the Patreon exclusive.
I'm sorry.
For the Russian midget porn episode where we go into in-depth detail and review that.
We accidentally got in a little deeper than we wanted to. We might be on a few watch lists.
Yeah, but we're not here to talk about that.
It's good.
Don't worry about it.
Just join the Patreon.
Yeah, just don't worry about it.
Okay.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah, I'm not worried.
Hey, I'm not worried either, you shouldn't worry.
Like,
I'm telling the audience, don't worry about it.
We're straight. We're very straight.
Just don't worry about it. Okay. So we watched a movie called Hard Boiled. Yeah. And it's by one of the most like acclaimed action directors ever, John Woo. Mm-hmm. I did no research before this. We just kind of watched the movie, and then I went to work, and now I'm back. So we're recording. Yeah. And we're gonna like see if that improves how we or like. So, like, usually right after we watch something, we just go straight into talking about it. Yeah, but now that we've had, like...
how it was for, I think, literally every other review that we've done.
Mm-hmm. So, like, this time we've had, like, a couple hours. Mm-hmm. Like, I don't really know how many, but it's been a little bit.
We'll see how accurate my notes are.
Yeah. But, whatchamacallit, so this is a part of a series we're going to do where we kind of talk about films that... maybe people haven't seen, you know what I mean? And we're going for movies that have been said to be like really, really good. Yeah. And we pretty much rate them on whether you should see them before you die or not. Like whether it is an essential film that everyone should see. So like...
I thought we were going to give them, what was it? On a scale of 1 to 5 Doug DeMuro's.
Oh, jeez, that's a throwback. I thought that
back to the first episode.
Oh man, I don't like that rating system. But for me, I mean, you can already say that there are some people that just won't be interested because they don't like this type of film. But fuck you, it's
especially
really awesome.
So it's a foreign language film,
mm-hmm.
and that'll turn a lot of people off. I actually personally enjoy, not prefer, but very much enjoy foreign language films.
Yeah.
And one of the big reasons is because in another language, it's very hard to tell when somebody is a bad actor.
Yeah.
Because you don't know, like, the little nuances of that language. Mm-hmm. And I think that's why another one, and maybe we'll even review this one eventually, is Let the Right One In.
Oh, okay.
Where they've got those child actors.
I haven't seen that in a minute.
Yeah, because remember, me and you watched it, and we were just blown away.
Yeah. The child acting in that is very good.
Yeah, but also, for all I know, like I think it's Norwegian or Finnish or something like that.
Yeah.
Someone from Norway could be like, yeah, that was shit child acting, because they actually understand the nuances of the language, and they can tell, but, like, we were just sitting there like, holy shit.
Yeah.
And I mean, it was an award-nominated film, so I'm sure the child acting was
And I mean, from memory, like, I think even across language barriers, I still think you can sense genuineness.
You can tell when somebody's, like, pretty wooden.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I was about to say genuosity, but I'm pretty sure that is not a word.
Yeah, I was about to correct you with generosity, and then I realized that is a word, but not the one I'm looking for.
Okay, so first of all, I guess...
let's just jump right into the story.
Let's jump right into the review.
Into the review.
I thought that's what he said.
I thought I thought he said Into the News.
Oh shit, you're right.
Maybe
Okay, yeah,
he has
you're
a review
right, you're
series where he says Into the News or Into the
Shit,
Reviews.
let's fucking hit up Keemstar.
Keemstar, join the podcast, bro.
For just be on an episode, like even for like 5 minutes, we'll pay you. Never
like
mind.
3/4 in a Big Mac. Like, we don't have that much money.
Yeah, we'll email you a Big Mac. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Okay, so first of all, I guess I just want to, for me personally, I want to talk about like the vibe of this film because it's very stylish and it's like, I don't even know. From the first couple shots, I was immediately like, oh fuck, like this is gonna be sick.
The movie starts out instant jazz solo.
Yeah,
Glorious.
yeah. The main character is is in a jazz band playing the clarinet, I think.
Clarinet, oboe, some shit like that.
Yeah. The piccolo.
Oh, real quick, we're gonna do a spoiler-free section first, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're gonna do.
I guess. Wait, but that was a spoiler. That he starts out in the jazz playing the oboe.
Okay, that's not that. That's not.
Yeah,
a plot
no,
spoiler,
I'm playing.
but, you know.
And to be honest, I was telling Colin before this, like, even if you listen to the spoiler section, like watching this film, you will still get like experiencing it is different than hearing about it.
Yeah.
Like I still think anything that we say on here, you can still go watch the movie and enjoy it fully.
Yeah, it's not like like Avengers Endgame that's so heavily like plot oriented. Like you could know the entire plot wouldn't matter that much because it's just it's the experience of it that's like the good part, you know?
Yeah, like if in our Endgame video or podcast, if we had talked about the scene where Black Panther and Spider-Man kiss, people would have been fucking pissed.
Oh yeah, no.
They would have been
They
livid.
would have been like, bro, you just entirely like ruined my experience of seeing like my favorite pairing. I've been writing fan fiction about
shipping them.
Yeah, I've been shipping them, writing fan fiction about this for like 4 years now, and you come in and you spoil it. I was gonna come up with some weird romance name for them.
Fucking,
Park Chala.
I mean, that
I'm
works.
gonna puke just thinking about
works.
that.
We need to find some shittily made deviant artwork of them kissing and hugging on each other.
You can find it.
But anyways, let's get back to the movie because we already got sidetracked. But like I said, it like immediately it just sets a tone, and I guess a lot of care I feel like was put into making things unique. Like every shootout that there is, which by the way, this movie is pretty much sold by its shootouts. Like that's the big draw of the movie. Even though I really liked the characters, like they're pretty simple and straightforward, but they serve the story. And it's like in a lot of other movies, if it wasn't done as stylishly or as well, it would be like the generic like, come on chief, I'm trying to catch the bad guys, and he's like, you're a wild gun, Murphy, you need to leave the force. But it's like, since it's done in this movie where I feel like, I don't even know, it's just
the story doesn't require much more of them, you know?
No.
Like they're not trying to go like do too much with these characters, and they're not like trying to make elaborate characters. They're not like the characters serve the story, which is,
and they don't spend a lot of time just talking about things that happen to them. Like the characterization is very subtle. Like in a lot of I feel like all the characters, you find little things about them that isn't through them directly saying it. It's just through things they do. And it's like,
but you also get very little actual background information, but you can tell, like, you can kind of take a glance at their stories, if that makes sense.
yeah,
you know?
you get a good sense of who they are.
Yeah.
And pretty much, I guess we should start with Tequila, which is such a badass name for this type of character. Like, I love the idea of him being named Tequila.
Tequila, we can tell you everything about this dude, and it's not a spoiler. Like,
yeah, he's pretty much a cop, a super cop, and he's just probably one of the most bad motherfuckers on the planet.
Yeah, you were saying while we were watching it gave serious like Punisher vibes.
Yeah, there's one scene in the second big shootout in the movie. It's an entire army of people, and Tequila just goes up in that
Gives
hoe.
no
like,
shits.
Yeah, he swings in like throwing smoke grenades. Like he's really, really sick. And what's awesome is this movie came out in 1992, and it's like all the special effects are real. Like there's a lot of explosions happening right next to people. Like same thing. Like I was watching Die Hard with a Vengeance the other night, and it's like movies in the 90s just like holy fuck. I don't even know if you can call them safety precautions. Like there was none. Like they was going crazy.
That's why people were like just died filming movies sometimes. I mean, it wasn't super common.
Yeah.
But like Bruce Lee's son.
Oh yeah, that was
murked filming The Crow, right?
Yeah, that was a prop gun that had a blank in it, which I still don't understand. Like I guess I don't know anything about blank guns.
Bullet loaded into it on accident. But I also know that blank guns, if you fire them from point blank range, it's still... So, how guns work, quick side note, or sidetrack.
I mean, you're going to need to know it watching this movie.
Yeah. So, it's a bullet is just controlled shrapnel, basically. Because there is an explosion, and the explosion launches the bullet.
Yeah.
A blank still has the explosion, it just doesn't have the bullet. And so if you...
It's still releasing that force.
It's still releasing that force. So if you were to put like a gun with a blank up against your head, the pressure would still come out, and it would maybe not blow your brains out, but you would probably, in the 99% likelihood, die.
Yeah.
And so if he were to have gotten like shot point blank with a gun with the blank in it, very well could have killed him.
Yeah, I just don't even... I mean, I don't know the whole story.
Yeah, I don't either.
But so let's see. I'm going to start going down my notes. So, okay. I wanted to say one word to describe this movie. My word would be just rad as fuck. I guess words. As fuck is 3 words, but rad.
Hyphenate it.
Yeah, rad as fuck.
Yeah, I don't know if I could describe this movie with one word.
Gnarly?
Gnarly. I mean, not too far off. I mean,
something around those lines.
Yeah, it's just... Yeah, there's not really one single word I can think of that can really encapsulate the movie, but...
Okay.
I mean, rad as fuck is
pretty
great
close.
attempt, yeah.
Yeah. So, like, so the intro is very, very dreamlike up until the first like action scene, which comes up pretty quick. But like up until that point, it's super dreamy, and it's got like jazz music playing.
It's very hazy. Mm-hmm. And that even comes back in other scenes after the fact.
Yeah, but like the whole movie, like I don't even know, like the whole time.
Stylistically, it's just very distinct. I like it.
Oh yeah, that's what let's see. I said. Let's see. Constant amazing visuals make the movie worth seeing without even subtitles. Like, you really don't need subtitles, because you could like pick up on general things that are happening and just enjoy the movie just for the visuals alone. Like, not only in the shootouts, because it's like pretty much you get badass action, like some of the best ever filmed. Even though I haven't seen enough to really say that, but like, I mean, a lot of people have said that about this movie. So
yeah,
some of the best ever filmed, and then it's like in between, you just get like awesome visuals of characters talking and interacting, and slower scenes and stuff. Let's see. Oh yeah, very familiar tropes, but they do it in an utterly unique way. You know what I mean?
Okay, so what do you mean by that?
Like, I mean, like I said, like the whole like, you're a wild cop, Murphy. It's like, I feel like with the dialogue and stuff like that, like it's so simple in a lot of scenes. Like the way they have a certain way of wording things in some scenes where obviously I can't think of any examples, but it's like
when him and his boss are like arguing in the like cubicle.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it a lot. And also I like in that scene I don't know. He's very blunt.
Mm-hmm. Are you tequila?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I was going to say something, but I thought it might be a little spoilery. But, like, he's very blunt. It's a very enjoyable aspect of his character.
Yeah.
You know?
But he's also got a little bit of that, like, normal guy type of thing. I don't even know. Even though he's just like he's either incredibly lucky or just the art of shooting is like within him.
He is a magician with a gun, just any type of gun.
Yeah, pretty much.
But yeah, no. And I think the overall, so we've already said it, overall story is very entertaining. Mm-hmm. It's not too deep. It's a story that you've heard before, probably in a different setting. But also, it comes to a very satisfying conclusion. You know?
Oh yeah.
Even though that's right before that satisfying conclusion pisses you off a little bit.
What are you talking about?
Where he's like, I'm motioning right now.
I know. I'm trying to think.
So Trey will remember.
Damn, I don't remember.
Trey, you have a notoriously awful memory.
Where the baby peed on him? Oh.
When he's doing that motion that I'm doing, yeah.
I thought it was, it fit.
It fit, but I just didn't like seeing it.
Okay. It was, I feel like that's a little bit of like a cultural difference.
Yeah,
like,
maybe.
That probably would not have been done in an American action movie. And I guess, we can say that. Pretty much at near the end of the movie, the main character slaps himself because the bad guy told him to.
Yeah, we won't tell you why. But that's
He said, slap yourself. And then he slaps himself. And it's like, all right. But yeah. There's, So
the other main character that we haven't really gotten into, his name is surprisingly like white. It's Alan.
Yeah. There's a Johnny in this movie, even though it's set in Hong Kong.
Yeah. So Alan is
shit.
It's complicated.
Yeah, I was about to say you can't really say a ton, but he's pretty much the other main character.
He's a very conflicted character.
Yeah, very conflicted.
He has in more than one way, he has conflicting loyalties.
Yeah.
And it's just like...
pretty much in 3 ways. He's like a triple agent.
And I think that it's actually fairly well done.
Oh, yeah.
Because, once again, I don't think they try to do too much with it. Mm-hmm. You know? You've also got, your typical police chief, the guy that says, "You're out of line, Murphy."
Yeah.
You've got him. You've got the girlfriend, but there's not much of a romantic aspect to this movie. Yeah,
they kind of just mention it, and it's like they're you can tell that Tequila and his girl are like, their relationship's kind of on the rocks, but they're gonna get together at the end. It's like in Die Hard, you know what I mean? Have you seen Die Hard, the first one?
If I have, it's been forever.
You need to watch that soon again, because that's also one of the best. We should just make this about just review action movies.
80s and 90s action movies.
Fuck it, I'm down, because I love them.
We'll do Die Hard for the Christmas special.
Fuck yeah, I'm down. But, so, in that movie, it's, him and his girl, relationship on the rocks, but it's, it's gonna work out in the end. But,
yeah, it's nowhere near a main plot to the movie.
No, not really. His girl only comes up, a couple times, but the movie is pretty much, if I could boil it down...
If you could boil it down?
If I could hard boil this shit down, there's pretty much a gang war, and Tequila ain't having that shit.
Yeah, Tequila is not having any of it.
And he will go out on his own. He will do whatever the fuck he needs to take all this shit down.
Yeah.
And Alan is mixed in.
Yeah.
The center, pretty much.
Then there's also this ruthless killer guy, but
he's okay. So we were expecting him to kind of come up in the story, but the movie just kind of positions him as just a badass. He's just one of the most badass characters in the movie, and it's
kind of just until the last 20 minutes of the movie, he's just a robot, really.
Yeah, he's just kind of a stoic badass, watching what's going on, mm-hmm. and then it's he gets his time to shine, and he has some of the coolest kills in the movie,
oh yeah, which is saying something for this movie.
Oh yeah, there's so many parts where I was just holy shit, this movie is fucking rad.
Yeah, I think one time while I was turning to you to say something about it, another thing happened, and we were both just like, fuck, like.
Yeah, and what's amazing is most of them are like, it's done with real people, like, and it's like sparks and explosions happening all around them, and they're jumping through glass and stuff, and it's like no type of special effects or anything. Like, it makes it all the more, I don't know. Okay, this movie strikes a very good balance. I feel like it's not realistic at all. It's more like an exaggeration. You know what I mean? Like, it's kind of like a video game. Like, in my head, it reminds me of Virtua Cop or like Time Crisis, those old like light gun shooters, where the bad guys just pop out and they just get blown away. It's like, and you're just this super cop going through. Like, that's a lot of what this movie is.
Yeah.
So yeah, and I don't even know. They do a really good job of making you care for these characters. I cared, like, by the end. Like, especially for Tequila. Like, he's one of the most likable dudes ever. But it's like, it's exaggerated in the fact that it's like, if you were to look at these people in a realistic sense, it's like their morality would be very, very questionable. Like, especially Alan and stuff. But, like, even, like, Tequila, it's like in real life, it's like, holy fuck, like, you are a psychopath, like, you are fucking insane. But, like, in this movie, the way it's portrayed, it's like, damn, you're so cool.
It's not realistic, but it's not over the top.
Yet it is over the top at the same time.
Yeah, it finds that happy, unbelievable medium, you know?
Yeah,
like,
but, I mean, it's pure movie material.
Yeah.
Like, it's what a movie is supposed to be.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I mean, do you want to get into spoilers? Because, like, I feel like...
Let's, So, yeah, we will just recommend that you watch this movie. If you want a rating, wait till the end.
Okay.
But, It is...
I would suggest that everyone watch it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Official recommendation.
Yeah. Especially if you like action movies or just beautifully shot. I don't even know. It's fucking awesome. It's an awesome movie.
Yeah, so now we get into spoilers. So, spoiler alert. This movie's been out for 27 years, but I'm still going to say it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I wish we had a soundboard, start getting like an alarm going. Spoilers incoming.
Yeah. Or ooga. Ooga.
Yeah. Something along
I
those
said it a
lines.
little bit weird, but whatever.
So yeah, let's kind of just dissect the movie beginning to end.
Okay, so it's like we said, it starts out in the jazz thing, and Johnny Hardboiled, aka Tequila, and you never really learn his real first name.
Yeah,
you learn his
last
name,
like Young
or Yule, I think, or Yule. It's like Yuel.
Yeah, it's something along Yuen.
Oh, so Yoon or some shit.
Yeah, I have the Wikipedia page pulled up.
Oh, okay.
And it doesn't even have a first name listed. It just says Tequila Yuen.
So pretty much, so you see him play the bassoon or whatever the hell in this jazz restaurant. So already established that he's about on par with Ron Burgundy in terms of coolness.
Yeah.
And then he just gets even cooler because...
Imagine if like Bruce Willis and Ron Burgundy did like a Dragon Ball Z fusion and it was Asian.
I mean, that's actually not like a bad... what the fuck? Okay. Anyways.
Sorry.
No, you're good. Right after that, it goes into like the police, and they're in this restaurant that has like bird cages everywhere.
Yeah, why? I did not understand.
Like I said, I think it's just like to make it unique.
Yeah,
like,
we never got an explanation as to why there were bird cages. Like, it didn't even say it was a bird-themed restaurant.
I mean,
it must have been.
Yeah, I think it is just a bird. That's the gimmick of the restaurant, is that birds are everywhere chirping and shit. Yeah,
but pretty much the table, I was like, they're gonna shit on the food, man.
Yeah, fuck all that.
Unsanitary.
But it's China. They don't give a fuck. But there's a gun deal going down, and people are hiding guns in the bird cages.
Yeah.
And the cops, Tequila and like his old partner, you never learn his name, but inevitably a fucking shootout happens, and it's the first example of just how insane this movie is and how everyone is on unlimited ammo mode at all times. No one ever reloads. Well, actually, sometimes they do.
I remember one specific instance that one person, what's his face? I kept calling him Two-Face.
Yeah.
Where he reloaded.
Yeah, he reloaded like 3 times.
Yeah.
Which is funny because, like, using that same gun, he would shoot for like 12 different like shots. I don't even know. Just blasting the whole time.
Yeah, just 45 seconds straight, and it's like not even it's like an Uzi.
Yeah, pretty much. But so a shootout goes down, and obviously, like, me saying that, experiencing it is completely different. But what you need to know is Tequila's like partner / best friend gets killed, and Tequila straight like executes that fool like right there. And then the boss comes out and he's like, "What the fuck, Tequila? You killed this dude. I needed him alive." But Tequila's like, "I'm a fucking wild gun officer or sergeant, whatever."
Yeah.
Commissioner, I don't know. But then what happens after that? I think the movie ends.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, for some reason, Tequila is covered in like flour or cocaine or some shit.
He jumps through some type of thing, and then he just gets brain matter all over his face. So he's like got a bunch of dust on him or some shit, and then flour.
And so after that, I think they cut to like the first time at the police station.
Yeah, and then it's pretty much just some like they're talking about the gang, I guess.
They're trying to figure some stuff out. Of note, you meet Tequila's girlfriend.
Mm-hmm. I don't think we learn her name.
Yeah, I don't either. Maybe we do. I wasn't paying attention.
Tequila's to her. GF. That's pretty much what she's named.
I think in my notes I called her his big titty anime GF.
But her titties weren't even big.
I mean, if it was an anime,
it's
they
average. I mean, that's not wrong.
So, anyways, yeah. You meet her, and of note, she's got a lot of fucking white roses.
Yeah.
And within this, there's like this code. I don't even understand.
Yeah, so they're doing this like so re mi fa, like so.
They're singing American songs with the like lyrics of American songs with the white roses, and you take the like notes from those. Oh my gosh, he's wilding out.
Yeah.
I am sorry, listeners. My dog does not wish to shut up.
Yeah.
So you take the notes from this. I'm being distracted. You take the notes from the song, and it translates into this code, and the code is even in code, like because the code is like
it's like so re mi fa sol la ti do. But all of those are a number, and then he was like, the commissioner's like typing the numbers into the computer, and whenever you do it, you get a message.
And it's like, the lion is showing his mane tonight.
Yeah, so I guess that's just... Oh, I think that's from Alan.
Yeah.
Oh,
so
okay.
I'm pretty sure, they never explicitly say, but...
Yeah,
I'm fairly sure.
So Alan is sending him messages somehow through these white roses and using American songs.
Yeah, and it's also funny because you get to hear the like Chinese actors use like random American words in the middle of everything because it only happens in the office. Like there's no.
I think there's like at the hospital. There's like one scene where they say like one American.
But like they'll use a few phrases like "thank you" or "yes sir" or "fuck." He says "fuck." But no, whatever the main character's name is, like real life name, Chow Yun Fat.
Yeah.
He speaks perfect English.
Yeah, no, he's actually in Dragon Ball Evolution too.
Oh, is he really?
Yeah, he plays Master Roshi.
Oh, nice.
But yeah. So I think after that scene, I'm pretty sure it cuts to Uncle Hoy.
Uncle Hoy.
Uncle Hoy who is, I guess, a gang leader in
He's
Hong
like an
Kong.
arms dealer type guy.
And that Alan is currently an undercover cop working for them.
Yeah.
Well, actually,
that's a big twist
no.
because
It actually, after that, it cuts to Alan speeding down the freeway in his car, which is one of my favorite sequences in the movie. It's really short, but like, oh my god,
Hong
that
Kong's
was
a
so
dope
awesome.
city.
Dude, the architecture and like the highway he's driving on, that's what I'm saying. Like, everything in this movie just like looks badass.
And it's like this red hot rod.
Yeah, it's
convertible.
fucking sick. So he pretty much pulls up to this library and pulls off a hit on this dude who I guess betrayed Uncle Hoy.
Yeah, but it was a pretty like poor. I mean, it was well executed.
Yeah,
but like he had to have wanted to have been like found out in some way. And now looking back at it, it makes sense
because he's an undercover cop.
Yeah.
Okay. Damn! Holy shit!
Yeah,
and they don't explain that to you at all.
Yeah, so you got to figure all this out yourself.
Yeah.
But
damn,
anyway,
I'm really hoping nobody is listening to this right now, even though they probably are if they haven't seen it. Like, oh fuck, go watch the movie first.
Yeah, that's why we gave you all the spoiler-free section.
But yeah,
Hop off board now.
but
But
so yeah, he leaves. So pretty much he goes. It's in a library, and he finds the right book, and there's a pistol in the library book.
yeah.
And he takes it out, shoots this dude in the face. He's like, you like betrayed Uncle Hoy.
Yeah.
And like executes him, puts the gun back in the book, and like he let like blood get on it and leave an imprint
Yeah.
on the table, and then he like puts it back. And then right after that, the police are like investigating. Tequila pretty much finds it out, like finds the right book, finds the gun and all that. And then what happens after that?
Well, yeah, he's on like that's where you know he's on some super cop shit because like
I mean, but
he
also I
literally,
feel like
reenacts it.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
straight up. So, but yeah, after that, I don't remember the exact order of it, but
I think that's whenever they go to Uncle Hoy's place.
yeah, you have Uncle Hoy, who's like this older Japanese or Chinese guy, and
He's an arms dealer, runs a gang.
dealer, yeah, runs gang, and he's just like very old, respected in his industry type guy.
Yeah, and he seems to be like an honorable gangster, you know, as much as he can be.
Yeah, and so I don't really think much of note happens besides Alan is just trying to convince Uncle Hoy, like, hey, you need to, like, leave town. Because you get to find, like, Alan legitimately does, like Uncle Hoy. Like,
And the gang, like, he was undercover for so long that he's actually grown attached to these people.
yeah. And that's also a major, like, character point for him is that, like, he feels very, like, pulled apart, like conflicted by all this.
Yeah.
It's just like, I don't know who I am.
And that gets further accentuated in one of the later scenes.
Oh, yeah.
So do you know what happens after that?
So after that, I think that's where they go to, you meet Johnny,
Okay.
I believe.
Yeah, is this at the warehouse?
I forget where exactly it was. I just know you meet Johnny, and Johnny basically...
Is another gang leader.
Yeah, he looks kind of white, like...
Yeah, he's the most American-looking
Yeah.
Chinese guy.
But no, he's another gang leader, and he, right off the bat, you can tell he's a lot more, like, ruthless.
Mm-hmm.
Because he's, like, congratulating him on killing people. Even though the guy he killed was one of his guys, he's like, I respect the fact that you killed that guy so efficiently, you know? Like,
Yeah, he tells him, he's like, I like your style.
yeah. And so he's like, join my side. You have to, like, betray Uncle Hoy. And then...
They pull up to a warehouse.
Yeah, so, warehouse. There are a lot of different things leading into this. So, on one hand, you've got Tequila. Tequila, right before the warehouse, that's where you have the first scene where it's him and the boss is like, you're a rogue cop. And Tequila's like, I gotta do what I gotta do. And, he was originally going to take people with him, but he ended up just going in like lone gun.
Punisher style.
Yeah, Punisher style. So this scene where we said he's very Punisher-esque. So first thing you've got, this is one of Uncle Hoy's warehouses.
Yeah.
And you have Johnny's guys, which I think they're just standard triad.
Yeah, pretty much.
So the triad just comes in and raids the fuck out of it. It's intense, insane action.
There's dudes on dirt bikes, like... I don't even, like... Some of the freaking kills in this are so just, like... You will have a physical... Watching this movie, you will just be like... If anybody watches this movie and isn't, like, blown away, I don't even know.
The one where I was talking about where we turned to each other, we were like, oh, shit, was...
He gets hit by the bike.
There's a guy that goes off a ramp while riding a dirt bike, and he's shooting a guy on the left, and then he just straight runs into the guy on the right.
Into a big-ass truck.
18-wheeler with, like, cardboard boxes in it and shit.
Yeah.
And you're just sitting there like, holy shit, and Alan's fucking murdering people.
Yeah.
And the guy, so this badass guy, like robotic guy that we were talking about, I call him Two-Face. Mm-hmm. He's just straight up murdering people.
Yeah.
It's just like...
He has some of the... He, like, rides his dirt bike over a cop car, ramps it off, and then, like, does a roll off midair and, like, shoots somebody. Like, I don't even know. It's sick.
Crazy. But, so what ends up happening, Triad just overwhelms Uncle Hoy's guys.
Yeah.
But they call for reinforcements, and then, like, you've got, like, this core of, like, 10, 12 of Uncle Hoy's guys, and then Uncle Hoy himself.
Yeah, but I think that, like, Johnny's guys kind of leave, like, they kind of hide a little bit, and then Uncle Hoy pulls up.
Uncle Hoy pulls in, and then they surround him.
Yeah.
And
this is a pivotal scene for Alan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Uncle Hoy comes in, and he sees Alan has betrayed him as soon as all the other... betrayed him.
Yeah.
As soon as all the other people, like, come in and surround him. There's a lot of dialogue said. You see how fucked up Johnny is a little bit.
Yeah.
But the big thing is that Uncle Hoy is just like, I don't want Johnny, that, like, shit-eating piece of shit, whatever, to kill me. He's like, Alan, I want you to kill me because, like, you have, like, I still, like, love you, or, like, I still, like, respect you or whatever.
Yeah.
And so he kills him, but then he also just kind of, like, loses his shit a little bit and just, like, kills all of the other guys who he was very against killing at first. All of Uncle Hoy's other guys, which...
But I guess that was to really prove himself to Johnny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And all these guys are, like, younger, too. Like,
yeah.
He calls them his boys, not, like, his men or his soldiers or his guards, whatever. Because you look at them, they're all, like, in their 20s, probably.
Yeah, yeah. So, yeah, Alan just murks all those fools. And you can tell it is really fucking with him emotionally.
Oh, yeah. No, it's, like... You get a lot of, and especially once you realize later, like, all the other things with it, you get a lot of just Alan being like, what the fuck am I, you know?
Yeah, pretty much. Like, he loses himself in his whole life, like, of being a undercover, like, cop. Like, yeah.
Yeah.
But this is probably the most major thing that really just, like, fucks him up.
Yeah, and then after that... Fucking Tequila comes in.
He throws a bunch of smoke bombs and pretty much single-handedly takes down everyone in the
everyone except Johnny, Alan, and Two-Face, basically.
Yeah, but like he goes in and he literally has like a shotgun and like a pistol, and he's just like takes down the entire place.
Smoke everywhere. Comes in on a fucking zip line, guns a-blazing.
Yeah.
Murders tons of people right off the bat.
Mm-hmm.
And then
there's an elongated shootout between him, Two-Face, and Alan.
Yeah.
And it ends up with like him and Alan going like face to face with their guns to each other's heads, but they both click. Like they're both out of ammo. Even though they had shot 300 shots before that.
Yeah, and the reason we call Two-Face Two-Face, by the way, is because in this scene he gets blown up and half of his face is like real fucked up for the rest of the movie.
Yeah, which just intensifies how badass he is.
Oh yeah, without a doubt.
So after that, I think it's another scene at the police station.
They go back and, you know, Sergeant What's-His-Dick is real pissed off. And
said,
like,
God damn it, Murphy, you did it again!
You're killing this law! Or this law? This
department?
This department. Yeah, he's pretty pissed about it, and the big thing is Tequila wants to know who Alan is. Because he's like, I'm gonna kill this motherfucker.
Yeah.
And they're like, please don't kill this motherfucker. And he's like, why shouldn't I kill this motherfucker? And he's like, we can't tell you. And he's like, well, then I'm gonna kill him.
And then after that, he pulls up to Johnny. Like, Johnny and them, I guess, are at a restaurant or something. Right?
Yeah.
And then, or this may have happened before he goes back to the police station, but he goes, and Johnny and what's his face and Alan are like eating at this place, and I guess he had put a bunch of like newspapers on their car. What makes them go outside again? Were they just leaving?
They were just leaving.
Okay, and Tequila is waiting out there.
Yeah, Tequila is waiting. He covers their cars in newspapers that basically just says like Triad kills shit ton of people. And they're all like pissed off about it, and then Tequila just comes out and like
he like, I think he
doesn't kill anybody, but
yeah, he either pistol whips someone, or I know he gets pistol whipped, but
yeah, he basically gets Johnny or Alan at gunpoint.
Yeah, and then I think Alan pistol whips him in the face.
Yeah,
pretty much has him down. Johnny's about to like shoot him, and what's his face? Alan, God, I keep fucking up forgetting their names momentarily. Yeah. But like, Alan's like, yo, you don't want to kill him out in the public. Like, let's just go. So they leave him. And then he goes to, that's because after that scene, that's whenever he goes to the police station. He's got the bandage over his eye. Yeah. And then he asks who Alan is.
Yeah, and he brings like a sketch so that so they know like what's up, like who he's talking about. And
then after that, I'm trying to
it's
think.
Like midway point of the movie, you get another message of the like so do re mi stuff.
Yeah.
And I forgot what that one even was.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's just like, yo, we doing gang shit.
Yeah, gang.
After that, I think at some point I know...
That's when they go to the boat.
Oh, okay, yeah, it shows where Alan is living, and he's pretty much just living on this boat. And he just makes like origami every day, and he makes a different origami crane for every person he kills.
Yeah.
So he should be making like hundreds.
Yeah. And also one thing is I love the boat when they first show it is because it brings back that like kind of dreamy haze to it.
Yes.
When you first see him in there.
Definitely.
Which is really cool. That's one of my favorite shots. I even like wrote down in my notes. I was like, I love like all like the use of like lens flares and stuff like that in some of the shots, and
just the camera quality of cameras back then. There's something about them that just has a whole different vibe to it than like shooting digitally. Like film is just the fucking shit. But yeah, I'm really struggling on the sequence of.
So he goes in to the boat, and Tequila goes to the boat and puts.
Wait, does that happen right after?
Yeah, he holds Alan at gunpoint. Tequila wastes no time finding this motherfucker.
He fucking jumps in there, pushes him against the wall, and just like disarms him, and then has him at gunpoint. Like it happens like in like 2 seconds.
What's up, bitch? Like, who are you? Like, what are you up to? He kind of interrogates him.
Yeah,
and he deduces that Alan is a cop, which is confirmed either some point immediately after or immediately before this scene.
He pretty much confirms that they're gonna work together.
Yeah.
Regardless.
So he confirms that like Alan is a cop, or Alan is a good guy.
And then a bunch of 3 Triad members show up. And they have a mini shootout on the boat, which is probably either that or the warehouse is my favorite. I feel like just because of how short it is and just like how
the one on the boat is very technical. Like it's straight to the point.
And that's another thing. It's like they could have done that at some other location, but they did it on a boat. Like that's just a unique,
like a little houseboat. Like
unique location, especially since it's like there's not a lot of room for cover.
Yeah.
So it's a lot more like,
or it's a sailboat with a cabin. Sorry.
Yeah, pretty much. But yeah, they have another shootout, and I love one of the funniest things in the movie is like Alan and Tequila are talking, and he's like, all right, we're going to talk later. And then they're like, all right, bet. And more of the triad is about to show up, and Tequila just like jumps in the lake and just starts swimming away.
Yeah.
Just that, like the one shot, he's just like so ready to do anything. He just like, jumps in the lake. That shit cracked me up.
Yeah, and it was just so random. I was like, I guess he's leaving, and then no, he just jumps, and he doesn't even swim away. He just hides under the dock. Mm-hmm. Yeah, at one point, Alan gets shot point blank almost in the back with the shotgun.
Or, well, it's kind of like...
It's
he got a little bit of the buckshot.
It's like, yeah, he got a little bit of the buckshot, like, straight to, like, the tailbone.
Yeah. Or, I mean, it's, like, in the mid part of his back. Yeah. Because a dude comes up... Like, that's, like, the first shot that's fired on the boat. He, like, gets on top and just, like, blows a hole through the roof and shoots Alan. But... I mean, everyone in this movie can take about 5 shots for every in every action scene. Everyone can take about 5 before they die.
Yeah.
Except all the like non-named characters, they get blown away in 1 second.
They don't even get shot. Also, just like some of these times, it's like a person will get shot and they'll just like they'll get shot from behind and then they'll just like drastically jump like 3 feet to the left, like over a ledge.
It's so awesome. Like it's like it's the perfect amount of just like cartoony goofiness, but it's still like I don't even know.
To where you can still take it seriously.
Yeah.
But it's enough to where you can be like, God damn, that's kind of cool. Like
yeah. It's perfect.
But yeah. So then in some order of events...
Yeah, I was about to say, this is when I feel like we're going to really, like...
Yeah, so they start talking about... And there's been probably a few scenes related to this up to this point. This huge gun facility.
Yeah.
And it's located underneath a hospital.
Yeah.
And so, basically... Oh, and how they find this out... is there's like this torture scene with a guy, which I don't think you had seen him before, really.
Yeah, Foxy.
And he's getting interrogated by Johnny and Alan.
And he is getting his fucking ass kicked.
Yeah. like Alan's just sitting there straight kicking his ass for like a minute before Johnny even walks up.
I thought it was Two-Face that was just like wailing.
Maybe it was Two-Face.
He was literally just doing combos on this dude. Like it was... brutal. Like he's kicking the shit.
It was Two-Face. But Alan does come in and do some stuff.
He shoots him in the stomach.
Yeah. So they're beating the shit out of him. But this guy also has the information.
And he's another undercover cop.
Yeah, he's another undercover cop. And this guy has the information of where this gun place is. It's in the hospital. Alan knows that he has this information, and Alan is the one that executes him. Is supposed to do the kill shot.
Yeah.
And as he's doing it, like there's this close combat scene where he looks like he's like punching him, torturing him. He slips a lighter into like his shirt pocket, and so when he executes him, he shoots him directly in the lighter.
Yeah.
And Foxy just goes over the ledge, and you assume he's dead at the time. Mm-hmm. Then you see him and he's alive.
He pulls up to the bar where Tequila's at.
Yeah,
and
that's right.
And he's like, "Yo, all this shit's going down." And Tequila's like, "What? Gunshots? Like where? I'm trying to like." Tequila wants all the smoke at all times.
Yeah, and when he's not getting the smoke, he's at the jazz bar.
Yeah,
that's the movie. That's Tequila. But no, so yeah, he pulls out. He goes to the jazz bar and he's like bleeding out.
Mm-hmm. Then they take him to the hospital.
Then they take him to the hospital, and the hospital.
The only scene that I can bring up in between all this is that Alan goes to meet with the police chief.
Yeah,
and I wasn't as aware of what we're talking about at this point. Like now that we're talking about it, I'm kind of getting more of this. Like whenever I was watching it, I wasn't as like caught up with all this. I thought the police chief was like corrupt. Whenever I first saw him.
That was my first impression.
Yeah. But then later on, I kind of realized that Alan was undercover.
Later on in that scene, he says something about how how conflicted he is about his identity, and that's when I was like, oh, he's an undercover cop. Okay. Because you knew he was like a good guy, but you weren't sure exactly how. Yeah. Like you knew he wasn't evil.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Hospital's the entire third act of the movie.
Yeah, pretty much.
So, starts off, Foxy's just fucked up.
But he's alive.
Yeah, he's alive. Tequila lights him up. Gives him a cigarette.
He takes him off this oxygen machine. He lowers his oxygen and lights a cigarette for him and lets him hit it a couple times. He's like, man, let me get a fucking cigarette. So yeah, that shit was really funny. So yeah, pretty much then Two-Face pulls up and he
disguises himself as a nurse, right?
Yeah, he puts on like a surgeon outfit, and he pretty much executes Foxy with a scalpel, and then hides his body very sloppily, leaves a huge blood trail and like blood.
Puts him down a laundry chute or some shit. Like,
yeah,
I don't know. There's a lot of like, because you know shit's gonna go down, but there's a lot of false alarms of the shit going down.
The buildup of the final just like action sequence is pretty lengthy. Like, because all I knew about this movie was that the shootout in the hospital. Like, because that's what this movie's most known for. Because there's this one shot that lasts like a couple minutes, and it's one unbroken shot of Tequila and Alan just going through and just like clearing out the hallways.
Yeah, and I know that right after they initially come from the hospital, they go back to the police station and they tell his girlfriend about it.
Okay.
Like the sergeant. Because that's how they show up to the hospital. And then everything else from there on out is hospital.
Yeah, and then pretty much, I guess we should start like speeding it up a little bit.
Yeah.
So pretty much what you need to know is they find the underground gun selling facility.
Yeah.
And then pretty much all hell breaks loose and the entire police force pulls up and the entire triad is in the hospital. Yeah. And there's a lot of intricacies. There's a lot of intricacies that happen, different shit with like them trying to evacuate all the patients and stuff.
Tequila basically said, "Hey, I've ordered like one of these random people is going to give you a rose in a few minutes, and that's when you will know to evacuate the hospital." Also, all the triad is disguised as the guards.
Yeah. So, or at least some of them are.
Some of them, yeah.
Some of them are just wearing their classic blazer with a Hawaiian shirt.
Yeah, so...
By the way, the fashion in this movie is fucking awesome. Like, all the most badass characters wear the most cheesy 90s shit, and it's amazing.
Yeah, no. And then there's this one scene that confuses the shit out of me, and I'm honestly convinced it was just there to get the timing right.
Okay.
But is when the chief and Tequila's girlfriend are trying to convince like the head doctor of the facility to evacuate everyone.
Oh yeah.
And this man on God has the chief of police telling him, "Hey, there's going to be a shootout here. Get your patients out."
Yeah.
And this guy's like, "I don't know."
I mean, that I feel like there's that character in every action movie that's just like goes beyond logic. You're just like, motherfucker, like, listen.
I don't know about that.
Or same thing with like horror movies. Like you go tell a cop that what's happening and they're just like, bullshit, kid, and then they get murdered.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So that happens.
I mean, it fits. It's fine.
It fits, but at the same time, like, I even turned to you and said what I just said. Like, it was just, like, ridiculous. He was just like, oh, no. And then a bunch of people died. And it's like, wow, if you would have evacuated them 5 minutes earlier.
Yeah.
But, yeah, his girlfriend ends up breaking the fire alarm, so they have to, like, evacuate anyway.
Yeah, she's like, legally, you got to get these patients out of here.
Yeah.
And then that process starts going. But that pretty much just makes the triad take a bunch of prisoners hostage. And Tequila just pulls up with a shotgun, and there's like police dudes in there, and they like push all the like patients down, and he just comes through and like blows away like 4 or 5 dudes.
Yeah,
and that's just the very beginning. Like then eventually, as a lot of shooting happens. And then
lots of shooting in the basement where the facility is.
They have like a 1-on-1 boss battle.
It's like 2-on-1.
2-on-1 boss battle against Two-Face.
Yeah, which is pretty dope. Except somehow like not a single bullet lands, and you've got like these 3 like badass killers that are just going at it for like 10 minutes and no one hits.
I mean, but they also do a lot of like fist fighting.
Yeah.
He hits them with an AK.
Yeah, instead of like there's a situation where like Tequila has a perfect opportunity to kill him, and he's like, I'm gonna choke him with an AK-47.
Yeah, no, he literally could have just pulled up and just shot him in the back of the head, but
Yeah.
I mean, had to make it more interesting.
Yeah.
So yeah, they fight Two-Face. Two-Face gets out of the chamber.
Yeah.
Then they
break out through. So the chamber is like, if you know those drawers that they put dead bodies in a morgue, chamber is behind one of those.
Yeah.
And basically it's like 4 of these drawers aren't actually drawers. They make up one large door.
Yeah. And that's how you get into this secret gun running facility.
Yeah. And so what happens is they figure out where the other drawers are, and they just crawl out over the dead bodies.
Yeah, and they come flying through, murk everyone in there,
Yeah.
and then pretty much make their way through the hospital, just like taking out Triad. And that's like the most famous scene in the movie. And then...
Yeah, there's just that... What we got to talk about it a little bit. Just 2-minute shot.
Oh, yeah.
Probably. Continuous of them clearing out 2 floors.
The most impressive part is they leave the elevator and then they get back in the elevator, and in that time, like on the behind the scenes of the movie, like there's people in there just rearranging the set.
Yeah, I think I've actually seen the video of that happening.
Yeah, it's pretty insane. I think they have like 30 seconds or something like that,
Yeah.
and they rearrange the entire set. And then they pull back out and keep going. And then it gets back. And then, like, I think directly after that, they meet up with Two-Face in the hospital.
Yeah, and so now Two-Face in the hospital. But Two-Face is a little conflicted now.
Yeah.
Because Johnny's there, and Johnny's just like, fuck it, kill everyone. Two-Face, he's fuck it, kill everyone that's like against us.
Yeah, but don't kill innocent patients.
Yeah, he's not trying to kill more innocent patients than he has to. And so Johnny's just like, no, fuck it, we're killing everyone.
Yeah.
And they get to one scene where they get into like this room, and it's Johnny and Two-Face, and they're like, okay, we're just going to leave these guys alone. Johnny's like, fuck it, and just mows them all down.
Yeah.
And that's when Two-Face comes in. And
He shoots Johnny.
He shoots Johnny, but then he runs out of ammo.
Yeah.
And that's when Johnny dies. So, like, even,
Well,
like...
no, Johnny didn't die.
Or
there.
not, Two-Face dies, sorry.
Wait, no, Two-Face doesn't die there either. He
Where does
has
he
like
die?
a whole fight sequence with Alan.
I thought he had already had that at this point, though.
Oh, shit, I guess
Yeah.
you're right. Wait, who kills him then? Just a random henchman?
Johnny.
Oh.
Johnny shoots him after Two-Face went to kill Johnny.
Oh, okay. Why not go for a fucking headshot? Why shoot someone in the stomach?
Yeah.
Fuck it, whatever.
But, anyway, so... And then Johnny and Alan have this whole, like, one-on-one going on.
Yeah, and but by the way, Johnny also put C4 all over the hospital.
Oh, yeah. That's
So
an important detail.
the whole hospital is gonna blow up.
Yeah. And at this time, Tequila goes, catches up with his girlfriend.
And they're saving babies.
Yeah, there's just like a room full of like 100 babies.
Yeah, they're in the nursery and they're
in the NICU.
They are tying like bandages around the baby carriage thing, and they're having SWAT team members like rappel down the side of the building holding the babies while Triad are out the window shooting at them.
Yeah.
And there's seriously like 87 different Triads that just pop out the windows and just keep shooting at them.
Oh yeah, no.
And like it's just and all of this is just happening at the same time. It's insane.
It's just batshit.
Yeah.
And so, in some order, well, really what happens is all the babies get out except one, but they don't notice the other baby because he was a little quiet or something.
Yeah.
And so his girlfriend starts going down, and as his girlfriend is going down, they hear the last baby, and Tequila's like, well, fuck it, I'll get the baby.
Yeah, I'm already up in the so.
Yeah. And so, meanwhile, Johnny and Alan are beating the shit out of each other, and Johnny's getting his ass beat.
Yeah.
And so Johnny's like, fuck it, I'm going to pull the trigger.
Yeah. Yeah, he sets the bombs off.
Yeah, he
so
starts
the whole
setting
place
bombs
starts
off.
going up.
But at first, it's just like a few bombs here and there.
Yeah.
And so in the times that the few bombs are going off, Tequila has caused this baby to achieve like nirvana Like,
well, he put like cotton balls in his ear while he's just like blasting motherfuckers, like holding this baby.
Because the baby was crying at first, and then
he starts singing to it.
Well, if you read the translation on the bottom, it's not a nursery rhyme. He calls it a nursery rap. And so he's rapping to this baby about killing people and about how well the baby's going to sleep. And that causes this baby to, like, achieve nirvana. And this baby... I mean, like, the best way I can describe it is this baby looks like he's trapped in an orgasm. Like, he's
what the fuck?
Like, eyes rolled back.
Do you think you'd... did you ever think you'd say that in your life?
No, I didn't. But it's like eyes rolled back, just drooling, just...
Yeah, like, it's completely just, like, out, pretty much.
Yeah, this baby has, like, achieved nirvana. He doesn't even give a shit that in this time, Tequila has killed at least 15 people.
Yeah, while holding him.
Yeah. And so then they kill a few people, and now the real explosions are starting, and in the most badass way ever, Tequila's just like, fuck it, I'm gonna grab these wires.
Yeah, electrical wire hanging off the roof, or hanging from like the inside of the roof. He's like pulling them out as he's running down the hallway holding this baby like inside his jacket.
Yeah.
And he just jumps out the window. Oh wait, he gets his legs set on fire, and
Oh yeah, right before he jumps.
Yeah, he gets his pants get set on fire, and he's like, trying to put them out while holding the baby, and while shit's exploding around him, and the baby pees on him.
Yeah, the baby pees on him,
and it puts out the fire, and he's like, "Thanks, baby."
No, he says, "Thank you, you've saved the day, my little piss pot." That is his literal words.
And then he jumps out of the building, and I mean, we were talking about this, it's a one-story drop, but like it really looks like his ankles should just be obliterated.
Yeah, the wires do nothing.
But also it looks completely like, I don't know how it must have been wires or something,
mm-hmm.
but like you literally just see him jump out and just hit his feet on the ground, and like he's fine. And it's like, okay. I mean, he can already do everything else.
He's got one hand on a wire, but it doesn't do anything.
Yeah, there's so much slack. Like even whenever he lands on the ground, there was no type of assistance. But fuck it. But yeah, and then this is pretty much the climax of the climax of climax.
He gives the baby to the baby's parents show up, which the baby's parents are just like, "That's my baby."
Thanks.
Yeah. That's the sugar gliders.
What the fuck?
Yeah,
this man got flying squirrels in his house.
Yeah, they make this weird barking noise. So we've just got like the zoo making an appearance right now.
Hey, yo, shut up.
Yeah, they do that.
Okay.
Anyway, so yeah, he like gives the baby to the baby's parents, and the baby's parents somehow just know that that's like.
Yeah, they're like, "That's my baby, thanks."
Yeah, like maybe they were just the last ones that hadn't gotten their baby yet.
So and right before he had went to go save the final baby, he was like talking to Alan, and Alan's like, "I'm gonna go fight Johnny in this bitch.
I gotta do this."
Yeah, he's like, "I gotta do this," and he goes, "Bullshit."
Yeah,
but so yeah, I thought that they were gonna cut back to them fighting in the hospital, but. You see Johnny jump out the window, and then you just see see Tequila jump out the window, but you see Johnny just holding Alan at gunpoint, like with a gun to his head, and like pretty much the entire police station is like aimed at him. So it's like he ain't making it out.
Yeah.
And this is the scene whenever he tells Tequila, he's like, "Slap yourself and call yourself impotent." And he does that,
mm-hmm.
and then he shoots him from like, how far away does he pull this shot off? Like,
well, so what happens is Johnny, not Johnny, Alan shoots himself.
Yeah, and I guess shoots.
We'll reveal that later.
What? Oh, okay. Yeah. He shoots himself,
and it like stuns Johnny.
Yeah.
And so, like, Alan just drops to the ground. And then, as soon as that happens...
From a very considerable distance away, Tequila pulls out his gun and shoots him directly through the eye.
Yeah.
Which is, like, obviously you had to have a cool kill for the big bad guy.
And I think he even shoots him one or two more times.
Yeah, probably. Fucking.
Yeah. And then, he's... dead and whatever. And
they pretty much burn, Alan's files and all that. And earlier in the movie, he was talking about, he was like, yeah, I want to move to Antarctica because it's always light.
Which isn't true. It's light for 6 months and dark for 6 months. But you know what? Like,
let him.
Fuck it. Alan deserves it. But anyway, so they do that, and then, seemingly you see Alan's cranes, the little origami cranes, get dropped in the water, and you're like, oh, it's a tribute to Alan, like he's free now. Mm-hmm. Then you look up, and Alan's the one that's dropping them in the water.
And he's just on his boat sailing.
He's sailing away in his boat, yeah. And then the movie ends.
So I guess he's going to Antarctica.
Yeah, that's my... I mean, I don't know if he's got any infrastructure set up for that, if he's got
probably
a plan.
Not. I mean, I think he's probably going to get there and freeze to death. Either that or be like, fuck, I did not think this through. And then
he
just
faked
leave.
his own death, and he was like, all right, I'm going to head out. And just
See, we need to make Hard Boiled 2, where he comes back and he's
just
like,
slaughtering fucking penguins.
No, he literally, the very beginning of Hard Boiled 2 was he pulls up to Antarctica and he's like, fuck yeah, I did not think this through, it's cold. And then he just heads straight back to Hong Kong. It happens to be
the 6 months that it's always night.
He's like, fuck, this sucks. And then he heads back to Hong Kong, and Tequila's like, they reunite and they just find another mob boss, and then they go kill him. But instead of a 2-minute unbroken shot, it's all done in one unbroken shot. Even all the sailing sequences, it's about an hour of him just on the water sailing.
That's a long journey. That'd be like
no cuts,
months.
Yeah,
the movie is like 4 months long, and most of it is just Alan sailing.
Oh yeah. The scenes where he's just masturbating on the boat. Oh yeah.
No, but so the big thing. So the reveal, it's like, okay, well, how did he's alive now. Mm-hmm. How did he do that? You also see the police chief holding another dented lighter. Mm-hmm. So what Alan did is, like, when he shot himself, he shot the lighter.
Yeah.
And that's how he survived the whole thing. But yeah, he was already pretty fucked up before he did that, so like
I think they can survive anything.
Yeah.
Like, these are some very tough motherfuckers.
Yeah, and then Tequila gives his girlfriend like a single kiss on the forehead, and it's the only affection they show each other the whole movie. Mm-hmm.
But they fucked that night.
Oh, without
a doubt. They fucked hard.
Without a doubt, they're like, this one's for Alan.
Tequila is a very passionate lover.
He's a glory fucker.
Let's see. Okay, so I guess with the last part of my notes, I said...
Yeah, let me double check my notes. See, just like... What else we got for this movie? Because that's the end of the story.
Yeah, there's a long build-up to the final shootout. A large effort was putting into making every location unique, shootout or otherwise. Because, like, literally... There were so many shots in this film that I wanted to rewind and just look at again. Because it's like it's like...
You said you wanted like posters of a lot of them.
Yeah, man. There's like... Oh my God, there's too many to mention. But just like, even the scenes where like... It's like right after something... Tequila's just like out there fishing on the docks. And you see like the city in the distance. And he's just out there and a guy comes up to talk to him. Yeah. And it's just like... Fuck, man. Everything about this movie is just fire.
Yeah, one of the only criticisms I had was at times the captions would go by way too fast.
Yeah, but I kind of got accustomed to it, and like that's why I would like to watch it just as a visual experience.
Yeah, because a lot of times I had to pay a little too much attention to the captions to know what was going on.
Yeah.
So it's like, I don't know, maybe they could have put more words per line, or I don't know how they could have made that better, because they were talking fast too. But yeah, I mean that's might be my only like real criticism, but even then,
but that's not even a fault of the movie.
A fault of the movie. It's the fault of whoever officially captioned the movie. So.
Yeah, and any other minor flub you could find in this movie is pretty easily written off just by how entertaining and creative and just like fucking rad it is. Like,
oh yeah,
it's super awesome. Pretty much, like, you should watch it.
Yeah, at no point in this movie was I like, man, I'm not sure about this one. Like, started off jazz solo, and we were like, oh, fuck. This is
the well,
good
like
movie.
it starts off and he just like pours like vodka or some shit in the drink, and then pours like a beer into it, and then he just like slams it on the table and just like downs it, and then starts playing the oboe or whatever, and it's like that's a pretty awesome character intro.
Yeah.
But yeah,
maybe it was tequila, because his name's Tequila.
There's a very good chance of that.
It was probably tequila.
Most likely.
Yeah.
But it was clear. Is there clear tequila?
Most tequila is clear.
Oh, I don't know anything about alcohol.
Tequila's made from agave, I think. Yeah.
Oh, really?
And usually it's clear. It can be brown, though.
Mr. Alcohol Expert. So, did you know rum is made with fermented avocados?
What is rum made from?
Rum.
I think, like, sugar cane.
It's made from the rum plant.
The rum plant.
Mm-hmm. They just take them. They take the flowers and just squeeze the shit out of them.
But yeah, that's
pretty much the movie.
So rating.
I think. See, here's the thing. I guess with any film that you say anyone should watch, there's going to be people who don't enjoy it.
Yeah.
But I think if you're an open-minded person and you like good movies, I think it's a must-watch.
Yeah, it's not something that's going to jump out to you from an outsider's perspective.
What do you mean?
Like, it's not something that, like, if you didn't have us just recounting it like this,
Yeah.
I don't think the description of it would jump out to you.
No.
You probably
You
would
would
never
just-
come to your mind to watch it.
Yeah, unless you heard about John Woo and like, oh
Yeah.
damn, he's a really acclaimed director, like maybe through that, but like through no other source, yeah, just hearing things about it, you'd be like, oh, it's just an action movie, but it's like, no, it's a really unique, really just super finely crafted, awesome action movie.
Yeah, so ratings, it's tricky. I don't want to...
I mean, for me, it's kind of like, I mean, it's hard for me to put a number on things, because usually when I like things this much, it's just a 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
So yeah, like
Just started strong, 10 out of 10.
yeah,
bro.
fuck it.
Yeah.
It was like literally like it starts super strong and it just keeps up until the very end, and then by the end of the movie, you're just hell yeah,
Yeah.
and then that's pretty much it. Like this is a good movie. So like me and my brother, and he's done it with a bunch of people, but like me and him, we've been we find movies and then we put just albums underneath it and we mute the movie.
Mm-hmm.
And we did it with Sonic and Daft Punk's Discovery, and it's beautiful. We've also done it with Daft Punk and The Matrix, and or I wasn't there to do that one. I only helped with Sonic and Discovery, but there's one with Nine Inch Nails and Man on Fire, which is Tony Scott, which is the Denzel Washington. I don't know if you've seen that movie.
I've heard of that combination, actually.
Okay. Yeah, you've probably heard me talk about it. But this is one of those movies where I would like to find some type of album that fits underneath it.
What else? There's one movie that apparently Dark Side of the Moon lines up with very
Dark
well.
Side of the Moon and The Wizard of Oz.
Really?
Yeah.
The Wizard of Oz.
Yeah, that's where we kind of got the inspiration from.
Okay.
Which is, that one's really awesome too, because it's a lot of the lyrics and just the way the songs transition, with the scenes and stuff. It's pretty sick. And it is really magical to witness that two completely unrelated pieces of art working together so well.
Yeah.
Pretty awesome. But yeah, this is one of those films where I'm gonna try a bunch of albums and just see what works underneath.
Yeah, I don't know if I would have the dedication to do that, but
I mean,
if you find a good combo, hit me up.
Oh yeah. But the thing is, it's we've gotten lucky on each of them. They just kind of put something on. Dude, I wish I was there. He was talking about it's the last part of the Matrix matched up with Alive 2007, like the end of that album, and he still like doesn't really know how they did it, and he's still like trying to replicate it, but it's like he said literally like, I don't even know how to describe it, like it was just the most fucking insane matchups with just like all the transitions, everything. I'm doing a horrible job of describing
I know,
it,
you're good.
It's
like, I know what you mean.
yeah, it's super sick. That's one I need to watch. Like, I've only seen that, and then he actually posted this one on YouTube, but it's the end of Enter the Dragon, where like he's in this mirror section and it's got Phil Collins playing over it. That one's pretty sick too.
Some Phil Collins.
It's a "Take Me Home" by Phil Collins, which is a really, really awesome song.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess we should do Die Hard. Since you haven't seen that in a long time, at the
I'm
very
still
least.
saying since there's a whole debate over whether or not it's a Christmas movie, we do it for our Christmas.
It's a Christmas movie. Like, there ain't even... he says, "Ho, ho, ho, I have a machine gun." Like...
We'll watch it around...
December?
Yeah, at least in December.
Okay, I'm down. What should we, like, call this series?
This series. Oh, yes, audience, join us in this brainstorming.
Yeah, what do you think? Tell me right now.
Yeah, tell me.
I'm about to smack this microphone. You're not saying anything to me.
I honestly don't know. All I know is that I like this. I like what we've started here.
Mm-hmm.
We go on just basically, like this one, stamp of approval. Everyone watch it.
Yeah. But also, I feel like the goal of this series is to put people on good movies. Yeah. So we're going to be like trying to find movies that are worth watching.
Yeah, I doubt there will be many, if at all, movies that were like not stamp of approval, bro.
Yeah. But like, I mean, we should definitely roast some bad movies too.
Oh, yeah. I just don't know if I can physically take watching Blubberella.
Well, I mean, we already did. We ain't watching Blubberella again. I'm good on that.
That was. I mean, I don't want to recount this fully, but that was physically painful. Like, do you remember? I would literally like lean back for like minutes at a time and just just
groan. Yeah. I mean, but I want to do like. Pretty unique films that you don't hear about a lot. And I really don't hear a lot about Hard Boiled, probably because I haven't looked up a bunch of YouTube videos on it. Mm-hmm. There's probably some type of dissection of the movie and stuff, but
I would love to do Let the Right One In.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Watch that one again because we've both already seen it. We both already really liked it.
Yeah, that's such a different movie from this. Not saying that as a bad thing or anything, but it's like just the stark difference is like hilarious.
Yeah. Right off the bat, there's another one that comes to mind that
is it Meet the Spartans?
Meet the Spartans.
I'm not gonna lie, we should probably like do those if we're gonna talk about bad movies.
Big Mama's House at least has like a cult following though.
It does? I don't know anything about the Big Mama's House franchise. I just know there was one movie where like some type of young rapper was in it as like, and he was dating Martin Lawrence's daughter, and Martin Lawrence is like, I gotta go cross dress. Oh, we should watch. First of all, we need to watch a bunch of Hong Kong action movies, like the Police Story series, which is like Jackie Chan.
Well, I also know that like it's like Hong Kong and then South Korean, Train to Busan.
Okay, that
Have you
zombie
ever seen
movie. No, but I watched the like.
It's so good. I watched it with Jake Rohn.
Mm-hmm.
That was great.
Yeah, it looked pretty.
I'm just thinking of like more obscure movies. One thing the one that was a really good like experience more than the movie, but Rec 3.
I watched that with you?
Yeah, that was me, you, Jake, Jacob, and Amber.
That one was pretty interesting. Did you watch what was the like German zombie movie that we watched? Where at the end they're on a boat. Like it's like a boy and a girl and they're on a little sailboat.
I don't think I watched that one with you.
It's called like it's something super German. It's called like Reckdorf or some shit.
I don't know. But another one that comes to mind, and Adam Baker put me onto this back in like sophomore year of high school, is this movie called Frequencies.
Oh yeah. Oh, okay. I've heard a lot of. I've like since you told me about it a while ago. I've heard other people talk about it and say how creepy it is.
Well, it's not creep. I guess like the concept of it is kind of creepy. Mm-hmm. I don't know. It's just like people operate on different frequencies. That's like the whole concept of the movie, and that like people with low frequencies can't
Vibe check.
Yeah, literally vibrations, frequencies. But yeah, people with low frequencies can't. And it's not like low frequencies is a bad thing and high frequencies is a good thing. Mm-hmm. Although I think in the movie it's like there's like the more snobby people about it are the high frequency people.
So it's an allegory for classism.
I don't think so, but maybe.
Probably
very like minorly.
Yeah.
But that's not like the main focus of the movie. But it's all about like this boy and this girl from like when they're little to all the way grown up, and like the boy is very low frequency.
Ooh.
Girl's very high frequency.
There's this one movie I want to watch called like Before Midnight, and it has Ethan Hawke in it, and it's by the same guy who made A Boy's Life or whatever, where you like it like they like really shot the same kid over like Boyhood, yeah. It's by that same director, Richard Linklater, and I'm pretty sure, but whatchamacallit, they yeah,
that was crazy, that movie.
Yeah, it brought back a lot of like the part where they're talking, I don't know, some of the interactions in that bring me back to like what it is to be like a boy with other immature, it's just like cringy as fuck.
Yeah. But it's human.
Yeah. It's definitely, I'm not saying that's bad. It's just like reliving that, like originally watching it.
I've heard a lot of the same things about 8th Grade, Bo Burnham's movie.
Oh, I haven't seen that.
Yeah, it got nominated for like an Oscar this past year.
Okay.
I don't really keep up with the Oscars anymore because I think it's kind of a joke. But
yeah, it's 100% a joke. But whatchamacallit, so Richard Linklater has this one movie called like Before Midnight, and it's Ethan Hawke, and he's like on a plane or a train and like asks this girl, he's like, hey, we're both supposed to be like having these flights to go home to wherever we're going, but like, do you just want to stay in France and just walk around? And they pretty much walk around Paris and talk, and that's like the whole movie.
That's kind of cool.
And they like fall in love, and it's like it sounds like really, really beautiful.
Yeah.
So yeah, and then there's a whole trilogy. Then it like cuts to like years later in their relationship and shit.
Okay.
But I've heard the other ones aren't as magical.
Yeah, there's something. I'm just thinking about like it's a lot of times the movies that feel like this to me are movies that I didn't know anything about going into that really just like hit me. Like and no movie did that harder than 10 Cloverfield Lane.
Oh yeah, definitely. I don't know. I didn't know any expectations. Like I knew it was going to be some type of thriller, but like for some reason that movie hit really hard.
Yeah, no, because I didn't even know what Cloverfield was.
Really?
Yeah.
That was a pretty huge movie.
Yeah, I didn't know what Cloverfield was. I knew literally jack shit. All I knew was that J.J. Abrams was somehow involved. It was a thriller, and that John Goodman was one of the actors.
Yeah.
Literally, those were the only 3 things that I knew going into the movie. Mm-hmm. And so, like, I was going on the same journey as the character, the lead character. I forgot her name. Yeah. But it was just so insane, and it's very well done and very well made. Yeah. I think out of the 3 Cloverfield movies, probably the most well made.
Yeah. I still need to watch, oh my gosh, it was just in my head. Fuck.
Yeah, I had one that was in my head a few minutes ago too.
I
completely forgot about. But it's just
Enemy. It's just called Enemy. It's by oh my god, I was about to say Richard Linklater, but it's by Denis Villeneuve, who made Blade Runner 2049 and Sicario and stuff. And I don't really know much about it, but it has Jake Gyllenhaal, and everyone says that it's like really crazy, and that the ending is just like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I've heard what's it called? Nightcrawler with Jake Gyllenhaal.
I still haven't seen that.
Yeah.
Dude, there's so many fucking movies I need to watch.
Yeah, so, I mean, y'all
But I just stay watching YouTube retrospectives on fucking TV shows and
y'all
shit.
are just, like, listening to us, like, name all of these off. So,
Yeah,
like,
we need to get a list made.
yeah, I was about to say, well, I'll listen to this in editing and, like, write them all down and stuff. But,
Yeah.
like, there are just a lot of movies that aren't very well known. I really don't know much about.
I want to find some, like, weird-ass movies.
Yeah.
Like, just fucking weird shit that no one's ever heard of.
Yeah. I don't want to go, like, too, like, off the shits into, like, bad movies.
I do.
I mean, I don't
It
want
has to be...
I don't want to go Toxic Avenger level.
I don't want to watch Toxic Avenger, to be completely honest, because, like, first time I watched that shit, I was genuinely disturbed. I was like, this is not...
Bro, but
This
I'd be
is
down to
not
watch.
good.
I'd be down to watch Zombievers.
See, but that's, like, the generic, like, trying to be shitty sort of, like, doing it for a quick buck sci-fi movie type shit.
Still a good movie.
I
I very
guess.
much enjoyed myself watching Zombievers.
I haven't seen that. I remember Thanksgiving, though. Gobble, gobble, bitch. But, yeah. How deep are we into this podcast right now?
I think a little under an hour and a half.
For real? Okay, wait, that's fine.
Yeah.
Do you just want to close it off? Because I don't really have much else to say.
Yeah, so
Go watch Hard Boiled.
watch Hard Boiled. Smash that motherfucking like button.
Yeah. Or leave 5-star rating.
5-star rating on iTunes. I see some of y'all do it. I don't see enough of y'all do it. 5-star rating on iTunes. Leave a review, even if it's just like this podcast is shit. 5 stars. Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, fuck it. Someone is going to take that literally, but...
Yeah. Leave a review. Subscribe on YouTube.
And show it to your friends.
Show it to your friends. Join our non-existent Patreon.
Join the fucking TCH army.
Bro.
We're trying to get this Patreon started.
Yeah,
We bring
Patreon
that up
started.
a lot, but
Tuna's,
we will...
Tuna's kind of gay t-shirts. If we get the Patreon started, that is the first tier.
Or that bitch fat.
Oh yeah, that bitch fat. What was the other one that we said in a few episodes ago?
Oh god, was it about kangaroo meat?
I don't even remember.
I think that was just me, because I was like drawing the other day and I drew like some different Tuna's kind of gay texts, and then I thought about like kangaroo meat, and I don't know if that's related to, because we ate kangaroo meat in New York that one time.
So Tuna's kind of gay t-shirts. That is the first. That's gonna be like the first benefit, first tier on the Patreon.
Yeah.
When we get this bitch up. So.
And I'll send nudes.
I mean,
If you hit the $50 subscription bonus, I will send you nudes. I don't know if that's legal, but it'll be on the DL.
I'm not gonna endorse.
You don't have
that.
to. You don't have to. But that's just me.
Okay, man.
Yeah.
I don't actually, legally speaking, I think that's legal because.
Paying for it though?
Well, here's the thing: is that on something like Patreon is taxable. The big thing that's getting Snapchat thoughts is the fact that it's like on like PayPal or Venmo and shit like that. It's on the down low. It's not taxable.
Okay.
And some of these girls are making a lot of money.
Yeah.
And you're required to submit that to the IRS.
Girls, if you have like an above average body.
No, I've seen ugly bitches do this.
Dude.
Sorry, all women are
much-
beautiful.
pretty much any woman can quit life if they just like don't really care about life.
You don't even have to be attractive because even if you're not classically attractive, I guarantee you there are some freaks that are into whatever you are.
See, for me, I'm trying to find somebody to buy feet pics. But I don't know how many people want men or boys' feet pics or young men's, I guess, feet pics.
Young men's feet pics.
That has to be out there. And if I can find them and get paid, I'm willing to send some
Look
feet
it
pics.
up on like, I don't know, like look up some Facebook groups for it. Look up, I don't know, you can find some weird shit on DeviantArt probably.
All right. I just got to start DMing these old...
Is DeviantArt still a thing?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. I want to find my account, and that sounds cringy, but I did have a DeviantArt, but like, and I posted like some terrible shit on there. Not like terrible, like as in not quality art.
Yeah.
But I also posted some stuff I liked, but like I don't know how to get back to that account.
Yeah.
So
I've got lots of accounts that have been lost to the void.
yeah, I gotta find it one day.
Anyway, we got way off track on that ending, but
Okay.
Yeah, definitely
much
smash like.
Yeah, have a good night.
We love you.
Yeah. Bye.